All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. Oh, I'm a little bit hot here. Hold on. There we go. That should be better. That's a little bit annoying when I have my microphone set at a certain gain level for the stream, but of course that gain level is too low for Discord. So if I want to play games with friends, I got to turn that back up, and I got to remember to turn it back down. Oh well, it's a good thing I look at the levels. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is my game Gunforge is available for sale, so if you want to support my work, you can check that out. The link is in the description below. It's a 2D roguelite fantasy shooter with a heavy emphasis on goofiness. So if that sounds fun to you, there's a demo you can try. You can also purchase it for $8.99 USD. And of course, I'm sure it will go on sale sometime in the future. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So you can always add it to your wish list. And you can get it as a combined discount now if you buy it as part of a bundle. I also have my 2D Survivors style course on Udemy, which you can check out using the links in the description below. I've got thousands of ratings, thousands of students. Everyone seems to be happy with it, with the exception of a few people. But I also have a C# course that you can take a look at as well. So definitely consider doing those things. Otherwise, you can like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. I do have a video coming out relatively soon. It's the first inaugural video of the Godot code review series that I'm going to be doing, which you'll notice that there's a pinned message in the chat right now. That's the form to submit your Godot project to be potentially reviewed. I think it's going to be a fun series, so if you want to potentially be featured in a video and have me take a look at your project and offer critique of how the code and the project is structured, then consider filling that out. But yeah, the first inaugural video of that series is going to be out before the end of the week, so you'll definitely want to be notified when that happens. Anyway, all the bookkeeping advertising stuff is out of the way. Let's actually do some work. So today, what I'm going to be doing on the stream is continuing work on the shop. Most of the focus today, I think, will be on animation. So we're going to add some liveliness to the shop, make it look and feel really nice. That's definitely probably going to take longer than the duration of the stream, but we'll see if we can get a good chunk of it built right now. So anyway, hello Kinyaz, welcome back. Marcos, always good to see you. You're in exam room now, you will update me later. All right, well, even though you hate my grave art, I wish you luck in your exam. Hello Adam, welcome back, always good to see you. You're on a charter bus headed to a field trip. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. I hope you're going somewhere cool. Is it a zoo? You don't have to tell us, but I don't know where you're at, but it's a very beautiful day here. 75 degrees. So seems like a perfect day for a end of school year field trip. Hello, Noifta? Welcome. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so welcome. Did you know you could just buy a birthday cake at the store? They don't even check if it's someone's birthday. That is amazing, but I don't know if you want to publicize that, because if it gets abused too much, I think that might no longer be available. So maybe we should keep that one on the down low. Hello, Polaris. I hope you have a nice day as well. Thank you. Now I'm in Madness 10. I'm probably going to get all achievements today. Excellent. You might be the only person. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. No, you might be. At least you might be the first person to get 100% on all achievements. You'll have to let me know. I think Steam will show you the stats of what percentage of players have that achievement, right? You might be the only one. Sad. Not you. I'm sad that no other people have that, but it's okay. Good morning, Arion. All right, so what are we doing? Yeah, the shop animation. So let's get into it. I spent a couple hours this morning, or an hour and a half or so this morning, editing that video for the code review. So I need to get into game development mode now. Let's see. Ideally, I'm going to want to be able to run this like this with all the animations and stuff. So let's see what happens. So the first thing to do is just to slide all of these things in, I think. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we've got the rug, we've got the Shopkeep. I do want to animate the Shopkeep, I think, maybe a little bit of an idle animation. I don't know how that's going to work. I do want to do like a hookah or something around here with just like smoke billowing. I might take a modified version of the health globe shader and apply that waviness to the texture and see if I can get away with that. I don't think I'm going to use a particle system for that hookah, but that's all right. Anyway. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's a beautiful 75-degree Tuesday morning. That means that the lawnmowers are out in full force. So I hope you can't hear that through the microphone, but we'll see. Aniran, welcome back. Take some hours to get to Madness 10. Yeah. The Madness system was kind of a last-minute addition. You know, I probably, if I spent more time on it, I would have refined it, made it a little bit quicker to do, but maybe I would have just condensed it down to 5 Madness levels and give you two Madness points every time you complete a Madness level, so there's more changing and you'd have to do it less, but oh well, next time. So, I think there's going to be a couple of interesting sequencing things. So I'm just going to have these shelves fly in from the left, I think. We'll just have them fly in from the left, and then the sign, I think I'll just have it plop down at this position here. Let me think. I don't need this reference rect anymore. I'll delete that. I got to make sure these reference rects are ignored too. They should be ignored. Yeah. So I'll just have the sign plop down. So we're going to need to, let me just think about how I want to sequence these things. Probably plop these down as well. And I can animate those placards there a little bit. So we got a lot of little animations to do here. I think it would be fun for the rug. I was going to say it'd be fun to fade in the rug, but because it's one color, it's just going to instantaneously blip in if I applied the fade effect to it, so that might not actually be good. I might have to slide that one in as well. Good morning, Nicholas. Welcome back. One run did 1 million damage to enemies because I was having 8 lives in Berserk. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Berserk 5 passives. Wow. And Gym Rat. That's amazing. We're going to an aquarium. Nice. I love aquariums. Shop till you drop. Yes, indeed. Welcome back, Jackie. Good to see you again. All right, well, we're not going to get animations done by just looking at this screen, so let's start with the shelves. I'll just take this canvas group and tween this in. So we're going to do play in. I'm going to take this var tween, canvas group, nope. Create tween, dot tween property, canvas group, property name dot position. Oh, this probably, I should probably reference canvas group. It doesn't matter, it's going to be the same thing, but property name dot position to vector2.0. Duration, let's just do maybe 0.5 from vector2.right times, let's just do 200. That might not be enough. Let's do 300. Set ease type dot out, set transition back. Cool. And what we're going to want to do in here is we're going to want to disable mouse input. Private bool is mouse input disabled. Okay, so then we'll just set in here is mouse input disabled equals true. Callable.from is mouse input disabled equals false. Okay, and we're going to want a delay in here. Float delay is equal to 0f. So instead of doing this from here, what I'm going to do is canvas group dot position is equal to vector2 dot right times 300. We'll get rid of this from here. Let's do dot set delay. All right, that should work. So now my shop container here, I'm going to need all those shelves. In shelf 1, 2, 3, shelf dot play in, yeah, this to a traditional for loop. We'll have the AI do that because it's annoying. Okay, thank you. Shelves I play in I times 0.15. Cool. All right, let's see if I did that much correctly. It's going to look a little bit awkward on this screen, but should be fine. Okay, that'll work for now. I can change that number if I need to. So we're going to probably move the Shopkeep in first, and then move those in, and then Shopkeep, rug, shelves, then sign, and then... Or no, we'll do the sign last. So we'll do Shopkeep, then rug, then all of these shelves, then pedestals here, and then that. So let's also get the pedestals animating. So if I go to my event pedestal here, we'll just, let me think. These probably need to have a combination of a fade in and drop effect. Otherwise, they're going to have to come from like really high up on the screen. How do I want to sequence this? Do I want to use a tween for this or an animation player? I'm going to use an animation player. Let's see how that goes. New drop. Let's do yeah, let's why is this not positioned correctly? Oh, I see. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna do, let's do another node 2D here. I'm just gonna call this animation root. I'm gonna put all this stuff under that. So I've got a zero based position now, and then I can just animate this. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start this up at -64, and then we'll drop it down. So let's turn on snapping. 0.4, boom, 0. Okay, we're gonna want it to bounce up. Let's do -8, 0 again. Okay, it looks a little bit awkward, but that's okay. We'll play with the easings here. That should be fine. There we go. Nice animation. So if you want to just do a really easy bounce animation, you could set this interpolation to cubic here. And then when the drop happens, to simulate sort of like a gravity here, you do an easing with a positive value so it looks like it ramps up over time like that. And then for the bounce, you want to invert it. So you want it to bounce up very quickly and slow down at the peak. And then you can do the same kind of easing for gravity where it ramps up after the second bounce. So you get a nice little thing right there. Now, obviously, I don't think this is... Maybe it's not snappy enough. Actually, I think it's probably fine. Maybe I want that to be linear, actually. Or maybe I'll snap that up too. Yeah, that looks better. So you can play with the easings. It's not like a hard and fast rule. Whatever looks good is basically what you should do. And I might actually make this go from higher up. Let's do -96 instead. Okay, so now I'm going to want to animate the material here as well. So I've got a fade out material or fade material. Is there a script? Canvas group fade out material. I'm going to do something real quick here. Rename material canvas group fade. No, it's fine actually. It's fine. So I'm going to assign this material here. And I think what I should be able to do is I should be able to animate that as well. So this canvas group material, let's set the progress here. Create. This progress is going to be 1. And maybe over this amount of seconds, set it back to 0. So now it's going to look like it fades in from nothing very nicely. And we'll just leave that as a linear thing. Actually, I can probably... Yeah, that looks better, actually. Do it over 0.4 seconds. Cool. So there's our fade in for the pedestal there. So that's our drop animation. So let's go ahead and get a reference to that animation player. We're going to want to do public void play in. We will want a delay here. How do I want to do the delay? Oh, that's going to be tricky. How do I want to do the delay? Okay, well, let's just worry about that later. Private static, thank you, read only, string name, anim drop is equal to drop, animation player dot play anim drop. We're going to want to disable mouse input as well. If is mouse input disabled, return. I hope I can't end up in a bad spot here. Because if for some reason this on mouse entered gets handled before I call the play animation, it's going to set the canvas group material to the wrong material. So I might need a better way of handling that. What I'll do is, I guess it's not a huge problem. I do want to make sure that that's not gonna, I don't know if this fires immediately or when that happens. It'll probably be fine. Like the games start to lag because they kill enemies one hit spawn after dying. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so you're just ripping through enemies. Hello, Snupbill. Thank you for the IDR 20,000 again with the message, Yummers. We all appreciate that. Message, at least. I appreciate the IDR 20,000. Thank you, thank you. It's very generous. And welcome back to the stream. Always good to see you. Best run got 700 damage, having 3 split runes and 2 pierce. Oh my goodness. 0-0 get all upgrades. Wow. So yeah, you're going to be the first person. Aside from game dev, do you play any games? Yeah, I was just playing... last night I was just playing Lords of the Fallen, the co-op mode with my friend. And we also are going to play V Rising this weekend. So yeah. How to work at animation when shooting? Is Gunforge just, it's squash? Yeah, it's just a squash animation, yeah. It just applies a scale to the gun when you shoot, and yeah. I missed the Yummers, bad connection. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Well, there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. All right, so play in animation player.play anim drop. I do want to... I'm just going to do this. Animation player.connect, animation player.signal name.animation finished, callable.from, string on animation finished. And then I'm going to do uint connect flags.oneshot. So if you ever need, so there's a couple ways to do this. If you need to listen for the signal to finish one time, you could either await the signal in here. Like if I wanted to just wait for this animation to be done, you can await for the signal to finish, or you can connect to the animation finish signal with the one-shot flag, which means it will disconnect after it handles the first emission of that signal. And I'm just going to do that here for, I don't know, it just feels safer to me for some reason. But this is going to do is it mouse input disabled equals false. So we need to undo that mouse disabling. And that should work. So now let me go to the shop container here. So I'm going to keep track of a total delay here. Var total delay. Let's go to 0f. Total delay plus equals 0.15. So we're going to do the shelves. And then what we'll do here is we'll do... Yeah, we've got the pedestals here. So I'll just go ahead and do this down here. Convert to traditional for loop. Thank you. And then in here, we're going to do pedestals I.play in total delay. Const, private const float delay delta 0.15 delay delta. Okay, so that'll work. All right, so I guess let's just see if that works. We'll turn the reset animation there. Shop container, let's animate. Let's play this and see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, those are not being oh, I don't have, right. I didn't add support for the delay here. So, interesting. Okay, so we're going to call pause animation player.seek 0f true. So it's kind of weird. So when you play the animation, that just cues the play. I don't think anything happens immediately, but then I'm pausing it, so it's not going to process. And what I'm doing here is I'm telling it to seek to 0 seconds and force the update. So basically I'm forcing it into the state that it exists at 0, here, which is this state where it's invisible and has the position up. And then what I'll do is I'll set a timer here. I'll just do it with a tween. I can't remember if this works with a 0 delay. I think it does. Callable.from animationplayer.play anim drop. So I think that'll work. So let's see. Something got broken. Oh. Oh. Right. There's a problem here, which is that this canvas group fade. This is marked as local to scene, but for some reason it's not behaving like it's local to scene. I don't understand that. Local to scene. Why is that not working? Is it fading in all of the pedestals as well? No. Or fading in all the... I don't know why that happened. Okay, there's a problem here though, which I need to correct, which I think I just need to set this to invisible first. Or maybe... because it actually is blocking some of the visuals. So let me see what this looks like if I just set the canvas group here in the animation player. If I set this to invisible at 0, 0, and then maybe just here, I'll just set it to visible. Okay, that might work a little bit better. See, look at that. It's changing all of these, even though... Did I mark the outline as... This should probably be local to scene as well. Maybe not. I'm just going to do that for safety purposes because that's going to get me in trouble as well. I don't know why it's shared here. You know what I might do just to avoid potential issues here is I might just... I don't want to make this unique though. I wonder if... That's really weird. I don't know why that shouldn't be happening. Oh, now it's not happening. Okay, well, whatever, I guess. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's so weird. I guess they're not local to scene in the editor. In any way, let's just see what this looks like now. Hopefully we're not like occluding anything there. It still looks kind of weird because you can see it. Maybe it's fine. I mean, it kind of adds a little bit of depth to the scene. I don't know why I think it's a problem. I might just, maybe it's just falling from too high. Let's see. Maybe I'll just take this and just subtract or add 32 to it. Go back to what I had before. Ramp that up more. Okay. Let's see what that does. What are good practices of organizing file structure in Godot does depend on the state of the project. It's interesting that you asked that, because in the upcoming Godot code review video that I'm going to publish this week, the project that I reviewed is actually a very sophisticated project, and so you'll be able to see kind of what a project looks like organizationally, and I do spend a couple minutes talking about the organization in that project. But to answer your question more directly, good practices, the thing about organization, the thing about code style is that there's a lot of subjectivity to it. I would say that there is such thing as like a badly organized project just universally, if you just got stuff randomly placed everywhere. But the key thing is consistency. So I would say that any organization system that is consistent and allows you and the people working on the project to quickly find the things that they're looking for is a good organization structure. And there's all kinds of different ways of doing it. But the way I do it is I separate my scripts and I separate my scenes, mostly so that when I'm in the IDE, when I'm in VS Code here, I'm not having to scroll through a bunch of unrelated files to go hop around between scripts in my Explorer here, right? The other thing is I have a lot of scripts that are standalone here. So all of these things, none of these are attached to nodes, none of these scripts. So I've got a couple dozen scripts here that are not attached to nodes. So these would have to occupy their own scripts directory anyway. So I just make sure to mirror the folder structure between the scenes and the scripts as much as possible. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't really matter. The thing that matters is the consistency. Can you find what you're looking for? Can the people working on the project find what they're looking for? And really, the organization is done in service of developer experience, right? I think it would be a mistake to say, well, I'm going to use this organizational paradigm because other people use it, but then you find it unintuitive for whatever reason, and it adds a ton of friction to your development, right? You don't want to be in that situation. The organization should serve your productivity. So that means that you should find the organization structure or do an organizational structure that makes you maximally productive. That's my opinion anyway. So yeah, there are good practices, things like, like consistency, I think is the main good practice, but that can be kind of vague, I know, but hopefully that's helpful. Got your GDScript Arena Survivors course too, because, well, the structure seemed like it adds a lot more chances of practicing making scalable projects. Weighted table for difficulty. Yeah, that we definitely focus a lot on the architecture and organization in that project, in that course for sure. Can't you animate the alpha too? No, I'm not. There's no alpha in this game. I'm sticking to just the colors that are available. There's no in-between colors. There's no alpha. It's an arbitrary constraint that I've put on myself for stylistic reasons. You are welcome, Kiwi Iwi. Yeah, I hope you guys like the code review. By the way, there's a pinned message in the chat right now. That is the form where you can submit your Godot project to me if you want to be a candidate for me to feature your project in a review. The format is the video is going to be anywhere between, actually this video is probably going to be closer to like 25 minutes. So I would say the video review will be anywhere between like 10 and 30 minutes of me going into your project, poking around, taking a look at it, making recommendations about what is done well and what is done not so well. Actually, in this code review that I'm about to publish, I actually rewrote a section of the code just for educational purposes to show you how you can do like an alternate way of achieving the same result. So that's the kind of thing that I'll be doing. So it's mostly educational. It's mostly to show other people, hey, here's what a Godot project looks like. Here's all the things that it does well. Here's all the things it could do better. And here's some alternate ways of approaching this problem you can consider. And that's the format. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. You have a platformer course. Yeah, the platformer course is in Godot 3. It was the first course I made many years ago. So I would not recommend that course simply because it's outdated. And the quality is not as good as my later courses. It's still a good course. I'm not saying it's a bad course, but it's just I don't advertise that one because it's not up to date and all that stuff. Hello, Sanzo. But I think I'm sort of in the pre-production stages of a multiplayer course as well right now, and so I don't know. I'm having a hard time managing my time. It's fine. It's fine. What are we animating today? Hello, Zol J. Tanos. We are animating the shop here, which I keep missing because I'm looking at chat. So we're animating the shop in like so, and just going to try to add a bunch of liveliness to this UI because it's relatively static. So we're going to do an animation in, and then we are going to add some background. I want to do like a hookah thing that has like animated smoke. Maybe animate the merchant here. Could give him like a blink animation perhaps, which would be kind of cool. Maybe a little bit of an idle animation. But yeah, that's what we're doing. The rug is looking relatively flat too. I might add some highlighting to that rug there. Okay, so we've got our initial animations in place. So what is this? Restart extensions. How much would you say your experience as a software dev helped your game dev life? Kind of curious as a failed dev myself. Yeah, I mean, software engineering, working in a professional environment with high code standards among senior engineers, particularly in the early years of my software engineering career, helped a lot. So yeah, I think that skill definitely translates over very well to game development, at least at the technical side of game development. Because there are still stuff that remain consistent, right? Like separation of concerns, solid principles, things like that. But, you know, the raw experience also just helps me know, like, it's more of an intuition. Like, this is what good code reads and feels like. This is what it's like to work on good code. We talked about this a couple of streams ago, where it's not like, I'm not sitting down and, like, thinking of all the list of software design patterns that I could apply and, like, ooh, I'm going to choose that one. Those are more like, the software design patterns are more like descriptions of code that is organized well, rather than, like, necessarily patterns that you should be looking to apply from the top down. So it's more of like the experience gives you like an intuition of what good maintainable code feels and looks like, if that makes sense. So it's definitely helpful. Blink animation is a good idea. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So we'll probably do that. Okay, so initial shop animation work. Oh, okay. So we're going to need to slide the Shopkeep in as well. Should the Shopkeep slide in, or should he just like appear? I think he should just fade in, actually. I think he should just fade in. Imagine, yeah, he just emerges from the shadows. And we could actually make this a little bit slower too. Let's do that. So we've got the Shopkeep. I've placed that material on him, this fade out material. So let's go ahead into the Shopkeep here. We've got, well, let's get a reference to him. Sprite. It's just one word, lowercase. Shopkeep dot material as fade out material. Public async task. So this is a little trick that I don't want to say discovered, but I kind of like had a epiphany moment. So you can actually make, since a shader material is just a resource, you can make your own custom resource that extends shader material. And in here, I have ways of providing methods directly on the material to fade it in and fade it out, which applies this progress value here. So now that this is put at the level of the shader material, I don't need to worry necessarily about like, what is the shader uniform name here? I can just reference that in here, and now I just can call play fade in or play fade out with how much time it takes and so on and so forth. So this is something that I'm surprised I wasn't doing before, but this is actually very nice. So if you've got a shader with a bunch of uniforms that get animated, I would strongly recommend considering just making this a custom resource that extends shader material and then providing a bunch of animation methods for all of your uniforms there, that cleans up the code everywhere that needs to animate this material. This is basically just going to be the same exact stuff here. So we need a bind node. That's the only problem though, is if you're doing tween, you need to pass in a node that the tween gets bound to. Because a tween it operates in the scene tree, so it needs to know like what node it belongs to so it can be processed in the correct order. At least that's the way I think it works. Who knows? So now what I can do in here is I can do play fade in this, or let's just pass in the Shopkeep node and we'll do 1F, and I will also just discard that result. So it's going to fade in. We'll do total delay plus equals 0.15F, or delta. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I have a Lamb of God song stuck in my head. It's kind of annoying, actually. Does GDScript have these async functionalities like C#? Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think that's a new Godot 4 thing, is you got async and await. I actually don't know if async is... Let me take a look. I don't remember. Yes, that feature exists. I just don't remember how it actually looks. Right, so I don't think there's an async. Oh, you'd have to use the yield keyword. So this is a good resource. Let's see. So you can await signals. So this will just await a signal emission. So you can definitely do that, like this example here. And you can also await like a timer, for instance. But there's also the yield keyword. When you add a yield statement, it returns the caller function with an object of type GDScript function state to the point of execution by calling the resume. So that's a yield is a little bit more advanced, I would say, but you can go ahead and I'll put this in the chat here. There's the link for that resource, so you can check that out. Thought it only had to wait. Yeah, I guess you can, like, async is basically like the yield, or there's a coroutine, I guess. Yield was removed in Godot 4, wasn't it? Was it? Oh, maybe. Is that not updated for Godot 4? I don't know. I don't know anything about GDScript. Don't listen to me. Also, buy my courses. No, it's like GDScript is one of those things where if I'm doing a course like I did for the Vampire Survivors course, I had to spend like a week prior to making the course to refamiliarize myself with everything GDScript related, so that when I went into the course, I could obviously like instruct intelligently about it. But I haven't done any serious GDScript work in like over a year now, so I'm kind of rusty. I don't know anything about GDScript, so buy my course. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's see. I'm not entirely in love with this sequencing here. I don't know. You know what, I think what I probably want to do is make this like a point. So we'll do 0.5 seconds here. We'll do plus 0.5 there. So we'll fade in the Shopkeep first, and then everything else can slide in. That looks better to me. I'm going to slow down these shelve animations a little bit. And yeah, I think that'll be fine. I got to get the rug in as well. I keep getting distracted when I'm trying to watch the thing. All right. The rug is kind of bothering me, so let's actually get the rug going. I think I might fade in the rug as well. So let's go to the shop here. I'm going to edit this rug and give it some of the same highlighting. And actually, I might be able to do more stuff with the rug here. Since it's like, you know, like a Middle Eastern kind of rug, you know? So I could definitely give it some more character. Do I want to just copy and paste this everywhere? Might as well, I guess. Work smarter, not harder. And then I'll add some variations in here just to prevent it from getting too samey, you know? Okay, and then we'll just take this. There is no rhyme or reason to how I'm applying these colors, in case you're wondering. I think I will leave the bottom section just solid. Maybe not, actually. Yeah, maybe it's fine if I just add this color everywhere. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Okay, there's our updated rug. I wonder if I should outline it too. I don't think I need to. I probably don't need to. Everything else is outlined though. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just for consistency. It's gonna shift it over a little bit though. I think I just need to do this and this. Okay, perfect. So just for consistency, it's not going to look like there's an outline in the game, but hey, sorry for the tangent. I wanted to know your opinion on Godot fork engines. So if you're a novice, like you said, I would just stick to the official Godot engine. The only reason you should really use a fork is if the fork offers you something that you know you need. But being a novice, you don't know what you don't know, right? So, and I will tell you, like, I've never felt a need personally to use a Godot fork. I've just been making pretty straightforward 2D games, and I haven't found any issues whatsoever that I needed to solve with a fork. So just stick with the Godot official if you're not sure what to use. You can't go wrong with that. But in terms of my general opinions on the Godot forks, it's like that's the entire point of open source, right? The entire point of open source is that somebody can come along, get the project, and rework sections of it or implement new features. And I think that needs to be, well, that's part of the reason why open source is so powerful, right? Because a lot of times features that are developed for forks end up getting merged back into the main projects, right? So I don't think it can't hurt anything. It's definitely good, and that's just the nature of open source, you know? Yeah, the redo thing, and then the other one, yeah. I'm not aware of all the forks, but so let's see. What am I doing? Oh, I gotta do the rug in. So let's do the rug as well. So we're gonna do the same thing. Node private sprite 2D rug. We're gonna do this. Rug.material, play fade in. Rug. Let's add 0.3 and 0.3 here instead. Okay, let's see. Appreciate the advice. Yeah, for sure. Magi? For sure. Oh, I missed the animation again. I keep looking at chat when I'm waiting for this to run. Okay, why did that not work? Oh, I need a delay here. I wonder if I should put the delay. I'm going to put the delay first. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this from value gets applied before the delay or after the delay. I think it probably applies after the delay, which kind of sucks. Let's see though. Oops, I didn't even make use of that. So this delay. Yep, it gets applied after the delay. Also, are those being animated at the same time? I think those are being animated at the same time. Even though this just says local to scene. I'm going to do a delay of 5 seconds in here. See what that looks like. Yeah, they're being animated at the same time. Why is that happening? Doesn't sound right to me. Why is that happening? Why is that happening? We got some thunderstorms coming today. Mm-hmm. All right. Good morning, Christopher. Welcome, welcome. Always good to see you. So this is probably these materials here. This fade out material is probably being shared by reference. So I wonder if I should just make this unique. And make this unique. That's kind of unfortunate. Is that going to fix the issue though? Yeah, it does fix the issue. Why is that local to scene not working, I wonder? Well, that's fine, I suppose. If it fixes the issue, it fixes the issue. But now that I have a delay in here, I'm gonna need to... What is indexed? Oh. So I'm gonna need to set that value. All right. Okay. So in here, set shader parameter, game constant set fade shader progress to 1, to 0. I think that will work. Let's see. I have skeleton game template in progress. Oh, nice. Save data, scene management, and loading scene done. Very good, yeah. Started on it last night, so it didn't take much time. So that's for the game jam you're doing? Private, static, read-only, string name, progress. Oh wait, does it not expect a progress value? Or string name? It does, okay, so progress, progress. Why is this so difficult? Okay, that appears to be working now. So this now, I'll just set this to 0.2 and 0.2. Don't want the animation to be too long. It should still feel snappy to the player, but... Why is that taking so long? Oh, do I still have this delay? Right. Cool. Those don't look like those are having the delay set correctly. I guess that's fine though. On event pedestal selected, play in total delay, delay delta. I guess that's fine. Maybe I'll change. Yeah, I mean, most of it's looking okay. So we got to do the sign next. Let me just see what that looks like though when I go into the game and I click on it. Just make sure that it's working well. Sweet. That looks very good. Just exit. Cool. All right, that's looking pretty good. So I just need to animate the sign now, and then we can add some like background animations and stuff to make this not look so static when it's done animating in. So let me do this first. More work on shop animation. Perfect. Okay. Jam template. How's cats? The cats are doing well. Yeah, my cat that was having issues is now successfully keeping food down for over 24 hours. So, very good. Thank you for asking. So we'll see if that keeps up. Hello, Torgato. I'm new to game dev. Should I spend some time learning how to create my own assets? If yes, what would you recommend? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea. You can certainly use asset packs while you're learning. That may be more helpful just to get the technicals down so you don't have to worry about assets so much. But yeah, I think it is useful to learn how to make your own assets in some way. And I think it's easier than most people think. Like, you should learn about color theory. You should learn about just basic stuff like that. And you'd be surprised with what you can get away with as long as you're choosing good colors and using a consistent style and all that stuff. But I use pixel art because I think it's relatively easy to get good at relatively quickly. So I have a pixel art tips video on this channel, which you can look for if you're interested. Those are the 5 tips that I learned that most dramatically improved my pixel art skill the quickest. So you can check that out if you're interested. But, you know, some people don't like pixel art. You can certainly draw like illustrated art with simple colors and make that work really well. So yeah, I think the most important thing is just to figure out a style you can do with consistency and choose the right colors, and that will get you a long way of the way there. I love your stream. Thank you, Twin Cat Studio. Appreciate that. My left and right click stopped working and I just tried to restart. It started working. Oh, that's interesting. The sign could fall from down up. Yeah, I'm going to have the sign. Yeah, I'm going to have it fall down and bounce. Can I suggest one visual design thing? Absolutely. You can suggest whatever you like. Absolutely. Seeing 3 skellies move and then 2 shapes fall down like that feels a bit weird. That's just my desire for uniform numbers, maybe. Well, it's not always going to be skeletons. It's going to be different cards on the shelf. The bottom 2 things, yeah, there's supposed to be a third thing here, which I haven't done yet. So there's going to be a third option here. You are welcome, Torgato. So yeah, this will be visually balanced when it's over, when there's a third one over here. I just don't have that built yet. I must have missed the stream. Didn't know you had cats. Yeah, I got 2 of them. On black, he's just a lump of dark colors. Well, that's how I'm doing everything. That's how I'm doing everything. All of the encounters are these dark colors. So, the next color I have up, I'm sure you're aware, I only have a handful of colors here. So the next color I have up in terms of value is this red, which I could use as like an extra highlight here. Look at the skeletons and the gem prices. Yeah, I mean, that's intentional. Because the interactable elements are more in your face and obvious. Like the skeletons here, this is a card that you can actually do stuff with. This guy is just decoration. He's not interactable. So the intention is that, I mean, I guess the exception is that these things are interactable and they're a little bit darker, but yeah, the intention is that, like, this stuff is more visually striking because they are elements that you actually do stuff with. I mean, I might be able to just use, like, this color here. Maybe that would make him stand out a little bit more. Just add these little highlights. Although I don't like that one there. I wonder if that would work. Let's see. Wonder if that would just make him pop a little bit more. Well, yeah, I know what you mean, but I think maybe part of it too is I don't know if YouTube is messing with the colors or whatever. I don't know if the colors are a little bit closer together on the compressed video compared to what it looks like on my monitor. That might be part of the issue too. But I think he does look better with the additional highlights though. So maybe that makes him pop out a little bit more. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength here. I mean, to be honest, like it looks... That is a concern that I have though. If people have weird contrast on their monitors, this purple might be too dark. But it looks fine on my monitor. Like I can very clearly tell that there's a difference in those colors there. I'll have to check the YouTube stream. Maybe I can actually look at that right now. How does it look on the stream? Hopefully I don't duplicate my... Yeah, I think it would depend on like your device brightness and stuff too, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to test that. That would be a concern though. But yeah, I'll think about that. Let's see. Yeah, just the problem is though that I don't want to use... So if I use these three colors for the background elements, I think that's good. But as soon as I start throwing in like the blues and stuff, I don't know, it's just going to look different. But maybe I'll play with that. Maybe I'll play with that. We'll see. Looking like just enough to see if there's different edges to the character. Color meter calibrated monitors. Yeah, so I mean, if it could just be the YouTube stream then, making it less obvious. But anyway, we'll continue on. We will continue on. So what am I doing? Oh, I got to make the sign. Let's do tweak Shopkeep highlighting. That's okay. I appreciate the feedback. See what I can do about that. Think about it some more. But also, I'm going to be doing a play test, hopefully, within the next month or two, so I can get some feedback when people are actually running the game on their monitors and see. If I have to, I guess I could maybe just manually tweak this color. Make it a little bit brighter. I don't know if that would be wise, but... change the color palette to just be a little bit different. Anyway, figure it out. We will figure it out. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break, get a refill on my drink and all that good stuff. In the meantime, please check out the links in the description below. I also have a pinned message in the live chat here, which is a Google form where you can submit your Godot project if you want me to do a code review of it. I actually already recorded the inaugural episode of the Godot code review series, and I'm currently in the process of editing it. So yeah, in that series, basically what I'm going to do is just take a look at your project and look through it, see how it's organized, make comments and critiques about it, point out what's done well, maybe what is done or could be done better. And actually, I probably will rewrite sections of the code too for educational purposes. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. That video, that inaugural video, will be out by the end of the week. And then I'll be looking for the next one to record, assuming people like the series. So if you want the potential to be featured in a code review video, use that Google form and submit your project. Give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back, and we'll continue on with the Shopkeeper animation. All right, I'm back. Let's continue on with this animation work here. So we need the sign to plop down. That's basically the last thing that we've got going on here. So let me think. Yeah, what I'll probably do is add another node 2D sign animation root here. Put the signs stuff underneath that. Mark that as unique name. Actually, I should probably just do the same kind of animation player here for the drop animation. And I might just copy this, honestly. Let's copy the position at least. Copy keys. No. Yeah, copy keys. Sign animation root, position. Paste keys there. Cool. Easy copy paste animation. Probably will also want copy this fade as well. So fade out material. Let's just make this unique. Set that to 1. And then how did I do this in here? Oh, after 0.4 seconds. Okay. Goodness gracious, I'm getting lost here. All right, there we go. That'll work. Okay. So let's get this all in place. Nope. Node private animation player. I'll submit my template project. Yeah, you can submit any project you want at the Google form. Obviously there's no guarantee that I'll look at yours. I just kind of like, I'm going through the submissions and trying to find things that contain potentially things that I can talk about or showcase. So, but a template project might be a good candidate. It might be like, hey, today we're looking at a Godot template project and here's all the things that are done well and this is why you should do it and blah, blah, blah. So I'm open to any project, whether you're advanced in development or just starting development. Okay, so animation player. Let's see, what are we doing? Shoot, what are we doing? When do I play this? So Shopkeep, rug, it's going to be played at the end here. So I'm going to want to do the same thing that I did in my pedestal here. Yeah, I'm just going to copy this. Play sign in. Private void play sign in. Private bool is sign mouse input disabled. Or let's just do this. And then I'll rename it. So is sign mouse input disabled, anim sign drop. So let's do private static read only string name anim drop equals sign drop. And again, I'll rename this sign drop. float delay, private void on animation finished, string anim, sign animation finished is sign mouse input disabled equals false. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh no, why did this happen again? Okay, I am just going to, for the sake of my sanity, make this unique. Okay. I might as well do the same for the shelves here. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see what it looks like. How many submissions have you had so far? I think I have 5 or 6, but I've already recorded one, so -1. 5 or 6 -1. That looks pretty good, actually. So let's see what it looks like in game. Cool. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There's some things that I can probably change here, but I haven't actually done any of the combat in a while. I've just been testing animations and whatnot. Cool, so it looks like the mouse input stuff isn't working, which is great. So this needs to be played in again when you leave the alchemy stuff. What is that going to look like? So yeah, if I use... So this is going to need to play back in, or maybe it can just fade in. Oh goodness, that's going to be a whole consideration as well. Yeah. So for the most part, it's looking all right, but we want to add some idle animation here as well. I think the sign is fine. The whole animation out state is going to be, yeah, it's going to be a little bit rough, I think, but we are getting there slowly but surely. Okay. Let's work on maybe a little hookah thing. Yeah, how am I going to do this? I don't even know if I can get this looking good. Let's see. I'll use a lighter color just so I can see. I should probably turn this on. Do I remember what a hookah looks like? That's a good question. Do I remember what it looks like? That looks a little bit awkward. That looks much better, actually. For some reason, this is too big down here, I think. I think maybe this is too... Still maybe too bulbous. There we go, that looks much nicer. This now doesn't look terribly good. I suppose that's fine. I suppose that's fine. Kind of like that. And then... I actually don't remember where the hoses connect. Where do the hoses connect? I don't remember. Oh, I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know if I should show this on stream because I don't know if Google's gonna... or YouTube's gonna be like, you can't do that. Okay, so they would come out of like the middle chamber here. Right. Okay, so then... we'll do this and then the hose. Wonder if I should have it laying, like... Let me do this. I'll just draw this as a separate color here. Yeah, let's do like a... No. Probably have it on the side of the merchant here. So maybe like this. Okay. So this is like the nozzle here, and then the hose. I'll go behind. That doesn't look right. Oh, well, let me see. Why can't I redo? Okay, anyway. Maybe if I'll add a little loop here. He's not taking very good care of his hose, I guess. It's like looped. Okay, so that's a little bit awkward. This can probably come straight down instead of being curved. This loop here is a little bit too aggressive, so we'll bump that down. I think it looks all right. The left side here looks a little bit weird now, but I wonder if that's just because it looks like the hose is floating there. I wonder if I could just cheat a little bit and add like a little holder, you know? Just cheat and make it look like it's supposed to be there. So these are not the final colors that I'm going to use. I just used these to... I just used these to get the colors in place. I don't really know what I'm doing. I was just trying to add some visual flair to it, you know? It's probably okay. I should probably just quit while I'm ahead a little bit. Although that does look nicer. Oh. All right. That looks okay, actually. Oops. Oops, indeed. Yeah, we'll just leave that. Cool. So that's all right. Now, there's supposed to be coals like up here, but I don't know if I'm going to go that far. So let me get my colors in order here. Hello? Oh, I have the... Yeah, there we go. So this is going to be a little bit tricky, I think. But we will see. So just start by adding some basic highlighting here. Actually, that's probably not what I want. I probably want to do that. So this is definitely a background element, so I don't want to draw too much attention to it. All right, I think it's turning out pretty good. This looks a little bit too much. I may even just add a tiny bit. I don't like the black that I put in there. Hold on. Get rid of that. I don't really know how to narrate these. Oh yeah, now I'm putting this pixel here because I think it might look good. You know? Okay, that looks kind of cool. Do I want to add... I wonder if I should do something like this. That does make it look a little bit more like shiny. I like that. What happens if I do like a black separator here? Is that gonna do? Ooh, that looks kind of cool actually. But not exactly. I do want to make it look like it's got a little bit of texture. Hello, Ryan. Welcome back to the stream. Or welcome. Have you been here before? I think you've been here before, but if not, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Should have some brain rot videos going on in the corner while you're drawing. Yeah, do like the Subway Surfers or whatever. Split screen. Do you guys have a good attention span or no? That's funny. That's funny. I am very, very concerned about guarding myself against brain rot. I actually blocked TikTok on my home network. And I think... Oh, I've tried a couple times to make Brave block YouTube Shorts, but they keep appearing. Okay, well, this is not the world's best hookah that's ever been drawn, but I think I'm happy enough with it to say that it's good. So our merchant is a nicotine addict, unfortunately. It's a good thing that he does not appear to be alive, so he doesn't have to worry about cancer and other horrible things. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of everywhere I've put the black, and then I'll do this. And then I'll just fill in the gaps as necessary here. That's solid. Okay. I think I did pretty well. So I think I'll just have the hookah sitting here, or maybe... The problem is there's going to be like, if I just put it like maybe slightly behind him. Yeah. So if I do this, maybe. Could even be a little bit in front of him. Ooh, that actually would kind of be good. Although you can't really tell that that's the nozzle now, it gets lost. So maybe I can get away with putting that there, and then have smoke rising out of here. So let's try that. Hookah smoke. I'm gonna try something very, very simple for the smoke. I'm gonna try just making this thick. There we go. I don't know how overboard I should go with this, but if I apply a shader to this, maybe with some purlin noise as well, I could potentially make it look pretty darn good. Actually, I'm going to extend this a little bit. I think this needs to be over more. And then we'll just add a little bit there. So we'll see what we can do. The hookah smoke is just going to be the solid color. So, all right. So we've got our hookah smoke. Let's see what I can do with a shader here to make this look decent. I'm used to hearing you while programming. Yeah. I wish I had a better, I don't know, something better to talk about while I'm doing pixel art, but like I really don't know what to say. Like, yep, I'm gonna draw this curve like this because it looks really good. And then I'm going to move this up here, and then I'm gonna do this and rotate it. It's like kind of, what am I supposed to say? Anyway. Okay, let's export the hookah. We're going to want to animate the hookah in as well. But the good news is that the hookah doesn't need to be a... It doesn't need to be a control node, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's go ahead and add a node 2D. Yeah, see, the sign is going to be there in the way. What do I do about this? I did not think this through. Well, let's just put it over here for now. I guess I could put it here. No, those are reserved for things that you should actually be able to buy. So I might have to reorganize some things. I've stopped by a couple times. I've made a couple short games in Godot for game jams, but trying to make something bigger now, so watching your process is helpful. Well, I'm glad that it's helpful, yeah. Glad to have you here. The Northern Lining Rule, always be talking. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, okay, I could just fill it with noise. But I don't know, I kind of feel weird about just saying nothing. But I guess that's what I'm doing right now, so that's fine. Anyway, the hookah sprite, hookah smoke, and I absolutely do not like springtime. I'm sorry, I just don't. Because when you're in the burbs, when you're in the suburbs, literally every day from sun up to sundown is just endless machines running, and it annoys the crap out of me. Anyway, let me go close my window real quick. All right, I'm back. Oh, did I accidentally move those away? Oops. Okay. Process. Okay, let's try this again. So I'll just put this here for now. It's fine. This hookah smoke. Put that there. Hookah sprite. I guess it's not super important. What in the world is going on? Okay. I'm just messing this up non-stop here. Okay. All right, we did it. Finally, we did it. So the hookah smoke now, let me go to my health globe, and I'm going to take this flow foreground. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go ahead and paste this here. Make unique. Oh, this is called health globe flow. I'm going to save this as hookah smoke. And that does not look good at all. What did I do? Let's get rid of the scroll offset. Oh, I know. I need to make this repeat enabled. Okay, so it's scrolling in the wrong direction. Wave multiplier. There we go. Scroll offset. We'll get rid of this. We'll move this over here. Now it's repeating in both directions, so I'm going to need to beef up the So this is where purlin noise would come in handy, so it's not such a uniform scroll. But what I need to do is I need to actually increase the size of this so there's more space. Actually, I need the up and down. So yeah, I need this. I need padding on the left and the right edges is basically what I'm trying to say. Let me just make sure this is positioned correctly still. Perfect. Okay, paste. That's probably not going to look great. But it's getting there. I almost need it to like clump together at the tips. I could potentially also not do the scroll and just do the wave, but then make that like a purlin noise wave so it's not super consistent. But let's just see what this looks like. That art looks Italian hand. Thank you so much, Aditon. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, look at that hookah. So it's kind of like, okay, so it's kind of iffy, but the wave animation I think is super cool. I don't know if you can see it that well. So yeah, if I just get this, maybe some purlin noise in there. Maybe up the speed. Good morning to you, J-Dubs. Hope the process is going good today. It is, thank you. It looks chunky through the stream, but I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be chunky because of the pixelation. I'm mostly worried about the texture being cut off here when it's scrolling. So I wonder if there's a way I can like pinch the UV into a point at the edges of the texture. Try making the smoke that light green color on your palette. Might be a totally different vibe, just sci-fi-ish, just a thought. Interesting. Yeah, the thing is, I'm trying to stick to using like the darker colors for background elements. But it could be, I mean, instead of, yeah, maybe this blue color. Oops. Oops. Now I have to, let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that that's the same size. You know what I might do as well? It's kind of interesting. It's too, I think it's too light though. It draws too much attention to itself. That is cool though. I'll have to find a different place to use like a light blue smoke texture. That kind of gives me an idea. I could make like a, ooh. I wonder for the enchanting table, I almost wonder if I should do like a Cthulhu theme, like table with tentacles going everywhere and animate them like this with the, so just have like a book or some kind of altar or stone or something where you enchant things and then like tentacles writhing around it and make them this color. That would be really cool, actually. That would be very cool. In anywho, I'm going to add an outline to this though, so I can see it. So yeah, the major problem here is that it's being cut off. And I probably want the hookah smoke to appear behind this. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's looking better. I just need to figure out the texture issues, really. I think purlin noise would help a lot here. Looking pretty good, thank you. It's a distraction. Well, I mean, it's like, you know, it's a good suggestion, but I think that gives me another idea for something to do. Beat Dungeon Madness 10 without Gym Rat passive. In some tense. Oh, it's tense. One hit died, but have 3 Secret Service. Still tense now to Graveyard. Very nice. Marcos is on a mission to complete all the achievements in Gunforged, which is awesome. I just got a text. You know, if you're watching, I just read your text. For some reason, this shop reminds me of Inscription. I will take that as a massive compliment because I've never played Inscription, but any game that has overwhelmingly positive on Steam and me being compared to that is great. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Neoni or Neon Eye. So yeah, I just gotta figure out what to do about this here. This inscription, this hookah smoke here. I don't know. There's got to be a way to like pinch the texture at the edges of the UV, at the bottom middle of the UV. I just don't know. You'd have to express that with math because the UV textures are in the range of 0 to 1, with 0, 0 being the left corner, top left corner, I think, and 1, 1 being the bottom left corner. So it doesn't matter what the texture size is. When you're talking about UV coordinates in a shader, it's always mapped on a 0 to 1 range. So I would need to somehow figure out like pixels to the left of... So the UV basically needs to be shifted proportionally with how far away it is from the center in order to pinch everything together. And I just don't know if that's worth it. I wonder, maybe I should just do some purlin noise here first. Do some purlin noise, apply that. That might help enough. The only thing that's bothering me really is this, where the texture's getting cut off here. So I just need to make that look better. Yeah, let's try some purlin noise. So how am I going to do that? Oh, goodness. Let me actually commit what I have. So initial work on Hookah. Let me see. The following files are newer on disk. I hope I didn't break anything. So let's see if I can get some purlin noise in here. I actually don't know how to do this in a shader. Perlin, new noise texture. New fast noise light. Oh, yeah, fast noise light. We're gonna do Perlin. We'll just, I don't know. The other problem is I have a tough time visualizing the noise here, but I don't know. Let's see. So Perlin sample. So how would I actually do that? So I need the RG. I need one of the channel values from the Perlin. So I'll just take the R, the red channel value, I suppose. And then I'll use that as a modification to, I guess, this multiplier here. So let's do var uvx wave offset. This actually needs to be a float, right? Float. Why am I using the absolute value? Maybe I should get rid of that. Got a semicolon, classic. UVX wave offset. Let's just do this. Let's just do plus equals or times equals texture Perlin vec2 time. Oh, dot R. Cave 1 still more tense with Naked Mole Rat. If don't have much speed, will die a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Naked Mole Rat is a little bit tough in Gunforged. You definitely need to, like, the movement is very tight, so if you don't have movement speed, you kind of have to respond. So the way I designed that fight with the mole rat jumps near your location, but it's always offset by a little bit. So he's not jumping right on top of you. And the reason for that is precisely because if you don't have movement speed, it's hard to dodge his jump attack. So what I did is I think I offset. So he jumps at your position, offset in a random direction by, I think, 32 or 64 pixels. So if you can see like what the offset is, you can actually find the shortest distance to run out of the circle, which I think is a little bit sneaky, but it works. So we've got, I've got the red channel here. What am I doing? I don't remember. So the Perlin noise doesn't seem to be having much of an effect here. What happens if I just increase this by a lot? Oh, you know what? Maybe this needs to change. I don't know. Here's what I'll do. I just don't know how to visualize this. I don't know how to see to what extent the Perlin noise is actually affecting things. Fractal Brownian motion. This is not working. Interesting. So it looks like I need a lower frequency. Okay, I'm not going to use... Let's do back to fractal Brownian motion. Do I need to make this seamless? I don't know. Just wishlisted Gunforge. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that, Robert. Thank you, thank you. This is probably not going to look good. I'm just going to mix some things together real quick. I don't really know what I'm doing, so... Oh, you know what? This probably needs to be back down. There we go. This is probably what I want. Yes. I want to change that number. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, enough of that. Let's just see what it looks like. Beverage, yes. I got my water right here. After my daily coffee. Okay, all right. Now we got somewhere. Look at that. That looks so much nicer. So now I just got to figure out the issue of the texture being cut off there. Okay, so I'm actually going to ask the AI to do this because I don't want to figure it out. So work on shader. Hookah smoke GD shader. I'm going to tell the AI... make this shader pinch the texture to the middle at the top and bottom. Make this Godot fragment shader pinch the texture to the middle at the top and bottom. I don't know if it's going to understand what I'm asking here, but let's see. Now add alpha gradient mask at the top. Oh, I see. So... fade it out to like the black color at the top. Pinch factor. Okay, keep, what? Keep. Reload. That is not correct. That's the opposite of pinch. Hold on a second. No, pinch the texture so that it comes to a point in the middle and bottom. Cursor works with C# again? Just had to sign in. Oh, really? So did they reach a deal with Microsoft or something? Or do you just have to sign in with your Microsoft account? I'm gonna have to look that up. Is the on-screen chat updating? Yeah, it should be. Why, is there messages that are not showing up? Yeah, I think it's working, Artem. I think it's working. Pinch factor, pinches towards the middle. Okay, keep back. Why does it keep opening my salamander? That is not correct. This AI is not understanding. Oh, goodness. I want... What do I want? It such that at the very top of the texture, there's 1 pixel and 1 pixel with color, and same for the bottom. The left and right sides should be pure alpha. The middle of the texture should use normal coordinates for UV. Got a pop-up to sign in for Microsoft, and that was it? Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Although one of the nice things about Copilot is it just GitHub, so it's all in the same place. Why do you keep opening Salamander? Reload. Okay, this is not correct. I don't think the AI is going to be able to do what I want to do here. Although that looks kind of cool, but I'm not going to be using any alpha in this game. The fade out is cool, but I think I'll do the same thing, just make it a dark color. Lurkin still Neozoid. Amazing stream, my guy. Thanks again for streaming. You're welcome, Sanzo. I'm glad you find it useful. All right, well, I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of stuck on this shader. So I definitely want to do some kind of like fade out. Maybe, I mean, maybe it would work if I just... The real problem is the bottom. I want it to look like the texture is growing out of a point, kind of. So I got to figure that out. But anyway, I think that'll be it for the stream today. I'll go get some lunch now. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your suggestions. It's very much appreciated. And thank you to the VOD watchers and lurkers out there. Your support is appreciated as well. So again, everybody, Gunforged is available for purchase now, so definitely consider buying that if you want to support my work. The link for that is in the description below. My Udemy courses that will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine are also linked below. I've got a C# and GDScript course. So yeah, check those out if you're interested in Godot development. Hit that notification bell, like and subscribe, watch my other videos. I have a new video coming out later this week, which is going to be a Godot code review. It's going to be the inaugural video in a Godot code review series. And if you want to have your project potentially featured in a code review video, use the link that's pinned to the chat right now. Fill out the Google form. There's no guarantees that your video or your project will be covered in a video, but that's how I'm choosing who to feature. And of course, if you are featured in a video, I will shout out your Steam page or your social media links. If you choose to do so, you can obviously remain anonymous as well if you'd rather do that. But yeah, keep an eye out for later this week. The first video is going to be out. In those videos, I'm just going to basically go over the code and the project structure, be offering my critique and feedback in terms of what's done well and what could be potentially done differently or better. So that'll be fun. Anyway, I'll be back at it tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, so I hope to see you all there. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.